everybody. How you doing? Wow. Starting right out. Bill, thank you so much. Happy Thursday to you, and I appreciate the support. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. How's everybody tonight? Hopefully you all enjoyed my huge opening there, and you can all hear me. It's Thursday night again, and I'm just recovering from the live stream on Sunday. Here we go. Here we go again. I guess I have to get used to the two a week. So who we got here? We have Les, Phantom Hodges Drone. How you doing, buddy? Looks like you're going to be eating. You said you were the first one in. And Drone Strikes LLC. How are you, my friend? Thanks for coming by. Les, Exploration Obsession. Easy for me to say. Good to see you. Drone Strike, got you. Phantom. David Maxwell. Hiya, David. How you doing, buddy? Everybody's talking about how cold it is. And Tomas. Hey, Tomas, how are you? Good to see you. And, of course, we got Metro Drones here. And as usual, I don't have the biggest starts. It's a strange time of the day, but it usually builds up from there. And I thank everybody for coming in. Oh, what to talk about? What to talk about? I don't see anybody in my green room yet. I did send some invitations out. Oh, speaking of the devil, just in time. Oh, everybody, my trusty sidekick. Why don't you help me welcome Gary from Brant Areas?
Well, that was quick. I just clicked the button and there I was. I had to mute the other one.
How are you, Gary?
Doing great. Doing great. Let me show you what I did today. Hang on.
Oh, I can't wait. Now that you have all this time on your hands. Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Is that appropriate? I got more.
No, that's not
Okay. All right. Anytime.
No, it was.
Okay. Congratulations, man. I didn't know you were that close.
I was at 988 today, and went to Pusa Studios. Told them I was 12 away. They just threw it up there, and my wife came in and she called me for lunch. She says, "Come on in, we're having lunch." And I said, "Wait, I gotta." They just called me up. She called my daughter out, and everybody was here what had happened. I got to 999 and the thing wasn't moving.
Oh, no.
My daughter got on her phone, logged in, and she was the 1,000th subscriber.
Oh, wow. So how many did you end up with total?
I don't know. Once you hit 1,000, it just rounds out, eh? You can't.
Well, yeah. You can, when you get to 1,010, it'll say 1.01.
Yeah, mine says 1K.
Okay. 1K, yeah. So you want to get a little... You want to get a little buffer.
Yeah, you got to pay the tax man, like they say.
Yeah, you're going to get a little buffer in there, and that'll happen. I'm up to 1,046, I think. Now.
Well, and you have to have 4,000 watch hours, and I checked my analytics, and I'm up to 198. So
holy cow, man!
I got to get 3,802 more hours. So
well. You're going to have to start doing some lengthy live streams like I've been doing because it took, trust me, it took a year of these live streams and doing these 6-hour build live streams. And And then I got very lucky because I had one video that went kind of viral for me.
Yeah, your vlogging rig one.
It's got 20,000, 23,000 views, and believe it or not, the watch time I got from that was absolutely significant, and I still get it. And if I look on my analytics to see what my best performing videos were last month, that one's always sitting at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had like 500 or 600 more views. So I don't get it because it's so outdated, and I've already made an update to it, a new vlogging rig, and that video's only got about 2,000 views. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but that all helped to add up and got me over 5,000 watch hours when I hit the 1K. So I was kind of,
Now you're raking in the money.
oh yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. The advertising revenue alone of 12 cents a day, 14 cents a day is absolutely incredible. I'll tell you what, the generosity of some of people who watch me is heartwarming. I actually in total, my first month and the 15th of the month, I think, is when they cut checks. I actually got over $100. But you know, that was the novelty, and a lot of people gave me some super chats, which was very nice, and I appreciated it. So I may actually even get a check. I mean, I've spent it already. So Ray Kelly is here, Captain Ray from Jupiter, Florida. How you doing, my friend? And Joe C. and Timeless Truths. Timeless Truths, what's your first name, if you don't mind telling me? I probably won't remember it, but after a couple of times I will. But I like to call people by their first names, and the people that come in here regularly, I somehow manage to remember after a little while. I'll tell you who's great at that is Mikey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Timeless Truths is Michael. Okay. Another Mikey. All right, so we'll try to remember that, Gary. Okay.
Okay.
See, Ray Kelly, that's easy. Joe C, that's easy.
Oh, I just jumped. Oh no.
Yeah. Ray Kelly says all good here, but no flying. Yeah, it really is windy out there, and I went to the park to the gym this morning, and that's what I was. That's what I was playing in the opening. There was the flight from this morning, and I'm very proud of myself. If you want to know where my $100 that I made went, I did buy a Tiny Hawk 2.
Oh, nice.
This is the new one with the adjustable camera. You can adjust the tilt on the camera, and it takes up to 2S, and made a lot of improvements on it. I still got the first one, but it's $110 at Amazon, and I said, you know, I like to fly indoors, so I've been wanting one, so I splurged and got it, and I took it to the gym today, and I decided to put my big boy pants on and fly in acro mode indoors.
Oh.
Instead of stabilized mode. Yeah, I decided, you know, it's a big gym, I got room. And the first flight I decided, okay, let's try to do a roll. And Carlos chimes in. He just jumps in here. And what's the first thing he does is he busts on me. He says, "About time." Yeah, Carlos. At any rate, I did a roll, but they set the rates up on these things specifically for beginners, and the roll rate wasn't near enough to get it around. So I have an app on my cell phone called Speedy Bee. And the Speedy Bee, for anybody who doesn't know it, the Speedy Bee app is Betaflight. And I went ahead a little while ago and bought a cable that has a micro SD on one end, which plugs into the flight controllers in the drones, and a USB-C on the other end that plugs into my cell phone. When you plug the cell phone into the drone, you launch the SpeedyBee app, and you're in beta flight, and you can go in and adjust virtually anything on the drone, anywhere you are, out in the field. That's the first time I tried it this morning. So I set the rates up to a lot more than they were. And then I took it out and did a flight. And, well, here, I'll show you. I'll show you because I don't know how many guys were sitting here through my deal. But let me go over to this. Let me make myself the star here and go to... That's not it. It would be this one. And watch this now. I'm flying around here in acro mode, okay? And it was a lot less wild than I thought it was going to be. It was actually so I'm actually I'm getting better at acro mode because of the flying I've been doing outdoors, or this drone is that much easier. So I got brave here. And I said, okay, let's see if the rates are fast enough to do a roll. So I did. I think I did it right here. There we go. And I did a roll, and of course it bounced off the floor at the bottom of it. But actually did a roll. And I was so...
Off that guy.
I'm going to show you that again. I was so proud of myself that I actually did that roll. And when I got home, I hooked the drone back up to beta flight on the computer, and the roll rate was set to about 400 degrees a second, which is nowhere near fast enough to do a quick roll like that. So I upped it to like 800 on the roll axis, and made sure I had enough expo in it to smooth out the center stick position. And we're going to try it. We'll try it again, I guess, next Thursday in the gym, and see if I can't be just flipping and rolling all over the place without crashing into the walls or the floor. But it was really not a problem at all to fly. Flying behind the boards like that. Ray asks me why is there video interference? Well, it's an analog video feed, Ray, and when you're inside of a building like this, the signal is bouncing off the walls, off the ceiling, off the floor, and you get a lot of what they call multipath distortion, and it's tough for these receivers to keep up with it. And this module that I have in the goggles, the TBS Fusion, really does an excellent job. Even with the flickering, but that's what causes that. So at any rate,
is there multipath confusion too with the transmission from your controller to the drone?
It doesn't. In the case of flying the drone, the multipath doesn't seem to be an issue. Might be because of the frequency. It's on 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah. I don't know why, but nobody seems to worry about multipath from the radio. But the video feed, and this, of course, was also on 25 milliwatts, and this little drone can go up to 200 milliwatts. And I didn't want to increase the power on it because I thought that might make it worse. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you fly with the flickering. And another thing that I noticed is. On this drone, you see see the antenna sticking up?
Yep. On
this drone, it's only got the receiver antenna sticking up.
Oh, okay.
And that's the way it comes. So I was saying, where's my antenna? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I don't have, maybe they forgot to solder on the VTX antenna. And I started looking around down in there, and the VTX antenna is curled up inside, and it wraps around underneath the camera and around the front of the camera, and that might be Rodney Buse says that the DJI system handles a high multipath environment better now. Oh, there's no doubt about it, Rodney. If I had a DJI on that thing indoors, you would have a solid, rock solid high def picture, because it's digital, and with a digital signal, and you've seen this even with broadcast TV. Since it's all ones and zeros. You can't get the kind of interference. What you do get when the signal gets weak is you start getting pixelating. But as long as it can rebuild those ones and zeros, you're going to get a solid picture, and that's one of the beautiful things about the DJI system. Now, I was using the analog mod on the DJI goggles for that flight. And it worked great, but it's still not digital. It's still just feeding from a Fat Shark type module into the AV in. Let me look at the, see if I missed anybody coming in. Josie, Rodney Buse, how you doing?
Paul from Phantom Hodges Drones was saying, now that I have 1,000, I can do sunrise and sunset streams from the drone.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
There's no way I'm doing a sunrise stream. I'm never up at that time of day.
But I still can't stream live from my YouTube app on my phone. Every time I try it, if I go into YouTube here, and I say do that, and I say go live. Whoa, it's working now. All right. It didn't work. It didn't work this morning. And what happened was, it's been a month. I got, just about a month ago, I got the 1,000. So I couldn't get it to work. And I emailed the YouTube support, and that it wouldn't work, or actually called them and got them on the phone and talked to the guy and went through it, and he was puzzled. So he went and talked to his boss, and then he told me basically, give it a few weeks and it'll start working. So that was a month ago, and it's still, and even this morning I tried it didn't work. So and now it's working. So evidently it's going to takes about a month for some reason before their system does something to open it up. And I'd be interested to see if that was just me, because I'm usually a special case, story of my life. I'm curious to see if maybe you had the same issue that I did. EBR, hey, how you doing? And Ron Lockwood is here. Hi, Ron. How you doing? All these guys traveling all over the place. Rick Halber, how you doing, Rick? Good to see you. The whole gang's coming in. Everybody's got to finish their dinner, yeah.
18 and 12 likes.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's terrific. Interestingly enough, though, when I look at my analytics, it says that I've had 45 playbacks on this video already, which means that there's 17 people in here now. But 45 people at some point since I started this thing, less than a half an hour ago, have come and gone. 17 of them are still here, but there were 46 playbacks now. So obviously people tune in and go, nah.
They came in and saw my face for radio.
I think it's me. I don't know. I gotta do something. I gotta figure out some way to make this show really exciting. And I think I got an idea. Okay, I think I got an idea, and I'm gonna, and I think we're gonna do it a little later when I get a little larger panel to laugh at me. But see this, what I've got here is I got a transmitter, my goggles, and my little Tiny Hawk with a battery in it. And over here is a camera pointed at a display, a monitor, that will show what's on the goggles. And I'm going to go flying.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to fire it up, put the goggles on, turn the monitor on, and try to fly that thing all over my house and let you guys ride along with me
Oh, open the door, take it outside, let us see.
in the drone. Yeah, outside in the dark and the wind. Yeah. Say as my house disappears from sight. And the drone ends up in the same canal that swallowed my other one. At any rate, I thought that would be fun and maybe entertaining. At any rate, it would certainly entertain me.
No, Rick Halber said he was able to live stream for a week or a week after breaking his 1K, but only for 5 seconds.
You mean it would only let you live stream for 5 seconds, or you only did it for 5 seconds? You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to try. I'm going to have to try one now. Not that I have any. I mean, if I want to live stream from a drone, I can use There's other ways to do it, but
Yeah.
I'd like to be able. Pardon me, be able to do it, and I might start doing stuff one day. I'll go out to the beach where it's really pretty and fly around and live stream like that.
Paul Hodges says the window's open behind you. Just fly right out there.
It's warm enough. I had to put the air conditioning on today.
Oh,
It was 85 degrees out there. Don't you guys feel sorry for me? And it was windy too.
It's -9 Celsius here now.
Oh, God.
Going to -13 overnight, and snowed all day. Yeah, I haven't flown since the 29th of December.
Oh, wow. I try to do something every day, even if it's just flying around inside the house.
Yeah, well,
I see we got Brent Nunley here. Hiya, Brent. How you doing? Ray Kelly asks you, where are you, Gary?
Ontario, Canada, just between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario.
Oh, Rick said he only tried it for 5 seconds, so I don't guess there's a limit, but I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, Gary. You know, on one hand, you know, it's nice to be able to do it, but on the other hand, you know, how much of me does the world really need? And
well, that's my thing about live streaming. You know, I don't really have anything to say that I can't say on your show or on somebody else's show. I'm better as a guest than as a host, I think. I just don't. There's nothing.
You gotta try it. You gotta try it.
I don't know.
Paul Murray's doing it now.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's doing his live stream almost every day, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't managed to stop in there yet, but there's so many of them, and Val
Yeah.
does a lot of. She's flying FPV now, evidently,
Yeah.
and she hooked up with Kim
Yeah.
Furball,
Yeah.
and they're doing a live stream where they do the. I stopped by to say hello the other night. They stop. They do the Velocidrone stuff and
Yeah.
multiplayer type stuff, and guys come in and they fly around the Velocidrone, and she gets a decent gets 15, 20, 25 people in that. So good for her. Good
Yeah,
for her. I hope she's doing well. She's a real sweetheart.
Yeah.
She had me as a guest on her show one night, but you just can't. You know, I can't spend a lot of time on all these things. I've settled into a few live streams that I participate in. You know, Lloyd's and Mel's and
Yeah.
Arts, and a lot of times I'll be a guest on those, and too much of it. I think, you know, I don't want to be everywhere all the time.
No.
Like you said, what you know, you only have so much to say before you start saying the same thing.
Yeah, I'm
saying the
not
same
sure
thing
that I
over
have
again.
anything significant to add to the conversation, actually, you know.
Well, you try, and you want to keep it entertaining, and that's why on Sunday night I decided that I needed a topic other than just conversation. So the Thursday night show, I just call it the drone community, 2 hours of conversation and random stuff. But on Sunday, I want to keep it to the technical things, and hopefully we can teach a little and learn a little. Because believe me, there's guys out there that know a hell of a lot more than I do, and I'm always anxious to learn. Right now,
Well, everybody knows more than I do.
right now I'm taking I'm basically delved into PID tuning. Okay, you know what PID tuning is?
No, you got me there.
A PID loop is a closed loop servo mechanism, which is what the flight controllers in drones and many other electronic devices use.
You speak
And
English at all?
And basically, well, the PID, the word PID is the initials of the three different types of things that you said: proportional, integral, and derivative. Okay, so the quick lesson on PID loops, just real quick, is you got a drone and it's sitting there level, and you command the drone to roll to the right. Okay, well, the drone has to now do whatever it needs to do to match what it is you commanded it to do. So once you move the stick to the right, the drone knows it's level because it has a gyro in it. So an error is created, and the drone knows that you move the stick to the right, it's level, it needs to start doing something, so it starts to speed up these motors more than these motors, and it starts to roll to the right. And it samples itself thousands of times a second to see, am I there yet? Am I there yet? Am I there yet? In other words, have I gone to the position where I was commanded to go? But what happens is, the amount of thrust on the motor to do this has to be the right amount, because if you give it way too much motor, it'll overshoot.
Yeah.
And then it says, oops, I went too far, and then it goes back, and you start getting oscillations and things. Okay, so tuning the exact amount of proportional gain enables the drone's actions to actually follow the motions of the stick. And then integral and derivative, well, the derivative kind of smooths out the other end a little bit. It tries to predict the future, what's going to happen. And, so all of these different things do different things to the drone. And you get a basic default tune when you put your Betaflight on it. But all of these drones are different. They have different power motors. There's different flying styles. People want different stick feels. And so this is where you have to learn how to tune these things, and it is really a personal thing, but it's a very complicated thing, and I'm trying to get a really good handle on it. So if somebody asks me, I can maybe give them a easy to understand answer of the basics of it. So I've been that's been my tear recently. I see that Paul says that the FAA proposals up to 13,508 results. The comments.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I commented. And I'm not even in the States, but they allowed me to comment.
Well, evidently they're getting a lot of comments from people that aren't in the States.
Yeah.
I see a question here. Paul's. The Daytona 500 is this weekend, and they're starting to wind up. They're starting to wind up for that up in Daytona, which is up the road.
Secret Service no-fly zone that they set up.
Well, if Trump is, the rumor is Trump's going to go to the Daytona 500, which means they probably shut down the whole state of Florida.
Well, the Secret Service put on Twitter. The Secret Service has a Twitter account, so it's not that secret, eh?
Yeah.
But they said that they're setting up a 30-mile no-fly zone. So it'll be 15-mile radius around the event. So I thought that was a little excessive.
Man, we have got a celebrity in the house tonight. I mean, I'm talking huge, big star, big star.
What,
In
just
fact,
1,000?
no, not you,
Oh,
not you.
okay.
But no, this is a surprise. First time.
Oh, oh,
Oh wow.
Bill Thomas.
He wasn't talking about me. He was talking about
Bill
a real
and I.
the Skydio too. It's the real celebrity.
Oh my God! No, Bill and I have been trying to connect to. How long we've been emailing a little bit or talking? I'm going to be on your show. You're going to be on my show.
Probably about 2 or 3 months, maybe
Yeah,
a little bit longer.
At least, yeah.
It's just because of what I do for a living and stuff, and I've got a few health things going on. What happens when you get older, stuff like that. It's just been so my time's pretty well occupied. So. But yeah, it worked out tonight. I looked over at my wife and I said, "Hey, if you don't mind, I'm going to live stream for about 30 minutes or so." And she's like, "Oh, but you just live streamed last night." And I was like, "No. I got invited onto a friend's show, and he's coming on next week. So I really, it would be proper." Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Now's a good time to announce that I'm actually going to be a guest on Coast to Coast Drones
Next Wednesday. And we're going full-blown DJI, FPV, every modification, every possible way you can do it. And Ethan has just recently got a hold of the Cadix system, so it's basically the miniaturized version. And we're going to be talking about that too, because it's been a while since we've been talking about FPV, and Coast to Coast Drones is about all drones. And I would really like to also, part of why I'm wanting to get Mitch to come over is I have always been fascinated by model airplanes, but have absolutely no knowledge about how to fly them or build them. And, I think that basically anything that goes in the air right now, considering the remote ID terror, we all need to bond together and get past this. Oh, he's got 16 more subs than me. I don't like him today. We all need to just unite and say, let's keep the skies for all of us. At least that's my feeling on it.
I agree, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. I sat down. I've written 2 responses already and haven't sent either one of them because, you don't know. Half of me says, why bother? They're not going to read it anyway or care. And the other half of me says, but the number of responses is meaningful. And if they get 50,000 total responses, they've got to say, there's a few people out there that this is going to affect. Maybe we should not be so draconian.
Well, I'm the same way, but I'm basically trying to condense my 16-page manifesto down into something.
It's tough. Here, let me welcome Carlos in. He's sitting patiently. He's in the green room, but he's eating up all my donuts. So I better get him in here. Yeah.
Coffee's getting burnt. Good evening.
We were talking earlier, man. We were talking about what was it? We were talking about roast beef sandwiches. Remember?
That's right. And the Grey Poupon.
Yep.
Good evening, man.
Hi, Carlos. How you doing, buddy? Did you see me? You're proud of me? I did a roll, man. I did a roll indoors with my little Tiny Hawk 2. See, you had one.
Look, this is
I couldn't.
You see that? This is the antenna you were showing everybody, but right behind it, you see the.
Yeah, you dug it out of there.
No, that's the way it was. I didn't actually dig it out. That's why
mine is in there, wrapped around it's in there, and it's wrapped around the front of the camera.
No, I got lucky.
I think if I pull it out of there, I mean, I had to do that with my other Tiny Hawk. It was buried down in there, and I had to dig that one out. And I think that's going to get rid of. It's going to get it a little cleaner.
It would have helped to at least 100 milliwatts. That does help.
Well, okay, but
Just
you know what happens? I just got the thing yesterday, and this was the first time I flew it today. It was there at
fun,
the gym.
right? And the picture's so
Yeah,
much better.
but I didn't. I hadn't unlocked the VTX yet. I did that when I got home. I forgot it. So I even if I tried to set it more than 25, it wouldn't have.
Oh, you have to unlock it first.
Yeah, you got to hold that little button down on the
That's
VTX. Yeah.
But it's
So,
fun. I like it.
So anyway, I want to, Bill. I'll tell you what I want to do. Let's see who else is here.
I have the
said
old
hello to
version.
everybody. Have I said?
Yeah, I have that. Actually, I have all
yeah.
three.
Yeah.
I have the
they're
old
great.
version.
They're
I got the older
great.
version. It's a rock.
Somewhere here.
My dogs love chasing mine.
Actually, you
got
know what I
my-
tried today, Mitch? I tried Acro in the apartment. It did pretty good.
It's not bad. I was really surprised. I was really surprised how
Ray Kelly. Hello.
how well or how easy it was to fly the thing.
This
Now I
is
know
Nathan
that. So,
Jenner.
here it is. Here it is. I'm going to read you guys this is my response because everybody else is reading Dear FAA. You know that how many videos are entitled Dear FAA? Well, this is the one I wrote. I was just pissed, when I wrote this one, which is why I didn't send it. But maybe when you read enough of these things, you might get some ideas about what you might want to say, and I might include a little of this. But this was my pissed off response to the FAA. Okay, it starts out, to whom it may concern, and then I start out with a paragraph in italics, and it says, consent of the governed. In political philosophy, the phrase consent of the governed refers to the idea that a government's legitimacy and moral right to use state power is only justified and lawful when consented to by the people or society over which that political power is exercised. So that's like a quote that I started. And then the text says, I'm a 72-year-old veteran, retired, living in Central Florida. I have been a licensed commercial pilot and flight instructor for over 50 years. I've also been an avid RC hobbyist for a similar length of time. Like many of my peers, I have been practicing both full-scale and model aviation safely and legally for over half a century, exercising personal responsibility without the need for 24/7 connected monitoring of my activities. I'm all in for rules and laws which solve real problems and give my consent to be governed by these rules. I do not, however, consent to most of the provisions of this NPRM, which will most certainly destroy a pastime so dearly valued by hundreds of thousands of American citizens. The total and complete absurdity of the cutouts of hobbyists in this NPRM is a joke at best and wild overreach at worst. I have always respected the FAA as one of the few branches of government that had its act together, that is, until now. Not being naive, I know that the FAA will do what the, quote, money wants, a corruption of our very founding principles that goes on at every level of government today, from fixing parking tickets to a criminal impeachment attempts against a sitting president.
Yikes.
What?
Nothing.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Consent of the governed is the founding principle on which our whole nation is based. And my friends, you do not have my consent on this one. You can do a whole lot better. Listen to the people on this one, not the money. How to win friends and influence people, folks.
Yeah.
There you go.
You did much better than me. I was trying to get as many expletives as was possible in one sentence.
Well, this is how I feel. I mean, this is exactly how I feel. And what are you going to do with these guys? You going to kiss their ass? You going to play nicey with them? I've dealt with government regulatory people before, and they're out of control in most cases. They're just out of control. They're not elected. None of these people are elected. They don't realize the effect on people's lives,
And they don't care.
and they don't care.
Well,
they don't care.
What scared the hell out of me was I played it, I think, a couple of weeks ago on the Wednesday night show, and It was the 2016 Amazon commercial talking about, yes, you'll have your drone delivery in a matter of 15 minutes. We'll have fulfillment centers over the horizon from your home. And I'm like, wait a minute, a big warehouse just over the hill from my house? Well, there goes variety. I guess I'm going to have to pick between white and black all the time because they're not going to be able to store all that in there.
You know, this drone delivery
It's not going to happen.
Is nonsense. It's impractical, wildly expensive, prone to problems that we haven't even imagined yet. You know, what's going to happen? I mean, there's going to be a whole new avenue for slip and fall lawyers to be advertising on television now. Forget the car accidents. Did a drone package drop on your head?
Mitch, you could come up with a drone-proof helmet now and have it ready.
So it's not going. I don't think it's really going to happen. And if it does happen, I think it's going to be, you know, it's Jetsons kind of stuff. It'll happen when flying cars happen. It's so far down the road, and it's going to require such an amazing and complicated control system. Hell, the FAA has a hard enough time right now modernizing the air traffic control system and keeping up with the airplanes in the sky. What's going to happen when they got 12 million drones flying around that they're trying to play nice with each other? So I think that while this is a notice of proposed rulemaking, and the proposed, I think, is a heavier duty word than a lot of us think, that it's got a lot of changes that are going to happen to it, a lot of development. They're going to find out that the things that they're talking about aren't practical, and I don't think even in 5 years we need to really worry about this.
I don't see that happening in New York, drone deliveries.
Meanwhile, everybody just keep flying your drones, have a good time.
Of course.
Don't worry about it. You know, some of us may not even be here in 5 years, but
do you care to hear my Canadian perspective that I submitted to the FAA?
No.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Mitch likes to hear himself talk.
So I've got it in a notepad here, and what I said to the FAA is, a serious drone pilot who does commercial work, I don't have a problem with my drone being tracked while in flight. I am concerned, however, of the tracking of my flight being stored online. I keep records of all my flights for review, and any authority that has questions about where I fly cannot. I always have records of where I fly, and can answer questions and justify the purpose for flying. I would be concerned, however, about having my base station on the ground being made public for security reasons. I'd be concerned for my personal safety if someone with nefarious intent wanted to locate me and do me harm or steal my property if I'm in a vulnerable or remote location. Just like the license plate on my car, I think the registration information should only be available to regulators and law enforcement. Hopefully, these changes can be made using existing hardware that transmits my location back to me and share it with others who are in the airspace. I thank you for allowing me to have this opportunity to express my concerns and trust that any change in regulations are enacted to increase safety in our shared airspace.
Amen.
Good. Jody's not happy about it. Drone Strike says that it's going to happen much sooner than we think. You know,
I don't think so.
They just started testing in Virginia again this week.
Well, the timing they actually laid out the timing, and they basically said, well, was it 18 months to play with it and 3 years before it's finally implemented? So that's a good ways off. But, you know, look, we're going to have to take it. We're going to have to take it as it comes. And while I don't suggest anybody break the law, I think that how they going to, you know, it reminds me of the old CB days on the highway, you know.
Can you see yourself?
Everybody had it,
and having the. Let's say this remote ID goes into effect, and let's say for some reason you don't do it. and you go to that flying field where you go, do you think they'll actually come and find you and look for you?
No, what I'm saying is, what I was saying was, we used to have CB radios, and we'd get out there on the road, and there'd be a caravan of 50 people, trucks, cars, and everything going 100 miles an hour, and they said they can't catch us all,
Sure.
I don't know. So what's the worst? The worst that could happen is to the hobbyists that like to build FPV drones, because the camera drone guys will go out and buy the latest DJI thing, which will have all the crap in it, and pay whatever it is to the company that's supposed to be taking care of you for, $20 a month or whatever they're going to charge, or so much a drone per month. And, for me, it seems that even for FPV drones, as small as the electronics are for this, that, anything that's necessary for this remote ID could be built into the average flight controller for an FPV drone. And, I would even be okay with them saying, all right, if you build an FPV drone, you got to have you got to have a flight controller that has the approved circuitry for remote ID. I don't care if my drone's location and altitude shows up on somebody's radar. I mean, to me, that's not an imposition. That's safety.
Well, I think it's one or the other or both, you said, right? It's the drone, the transmitter, or both. Well,
it's the multi-level deal that they have, and the total cutout of the hobbyists and the concerns of the hobbyists. The fact that they have these FRIAs that are approved places you can fly, but the problem is you won't be able to register any new places to fly. So as flying site attrition happens, and our flying site becomes a condo complex, our club, for example, would not be able to go out and find a new flying site and get it approved. Well, what kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? And what's the reason for that? There's no reason. The reason is they want to do away with us completely.
Bingo.
That's the reason. I mean,
that's it. Period. Yeah, they don't want us.
Like Judge Judy says, does it say stupid up here? I mean, how obvious are you people?
We need like a celebrity to get involved. Somebody major. Like television or something. Because unless the mainstream media sees it, I don't know what we're going to do.
The mainstream media is useless anyway. Well,
I'm just saying somebody to mention it.
Yeah, somebody in our community, somewhere in our community has to know personally some of these people in the FAA. Because in our community, I'm talking about the RC community, which is huge.
Yeah.
There are a lot of pilots. There's a lot of ex-military pilots. There are a lot of airline pilots. There are people that deal with. There are FAA people. FAA employees fly model airplanes. We used to have them. We had them in our clubs up north. These people have to be the ones that get the ear of the insiders. Because this nonsense of going through official channels in the government to get anything done reminds me of the zoning board meetings that I used to go to when I was a builder.
Now,
and
go ahead.
You go to a zoning board meeting, and you're going to complain because they're there to approve the construction of something that's going to ruin the entire neighborhood for everybody that lives in it. So everybody in the neighborhood gets up, they get petitions, they storm the zoning board meeting in force. There's 50 of them in there. They're raising their hands. They're talking in a microphone. The commissioners up there are sitting in their big ass chairs with their microphones up high on their pedestal like they're somebody. And after all the 50 people get done, they go ahead and vote the way they were going to vote anyway because they've been paid already. It's useless. I've been through that, I don't know, many times. On both sides of it, and none of those things are not predetermined before they happen. Unfortunately,
did you see what Phantom Hodges drone said? That there were actually 3 comments on the page from Donald Trump, on the actual comment page.
Yeah.
There's
well,
3.
People put people. Yeah. Was that the real Donald Trump?
Yeah, and yeah. Everybody's like, I was like, it would be cool if he did get involved and be like, this is ridiculous, but I don't know.
I think the poor guy's got enough on his plate right now.
Well,
I just want to keep flying, and I don't want to have to worry about it. That's what I'm concerned about.
You know, life is, you got to always worry about something. I'm just flying, and I'm going ahead, and when what happens is when it does happen, we'll come up with a way of still flying and still enjoying ourselves. Now the AMA, of which I'm a member and have been, I don't know if this means anything to you guys, but I have a 4-digit AMA number.
We heard Roman numeral.
4 digits. Okay, I mean, that's an old. I've been a member of the AMA for a long time, and
0001.
Yeah, something like that.
V11X.
1XVLM. Yeah. But this is the email I got from the AMA today. And in a lot of respects, it's time they woke up, because the AMA's been asleep at the switch through this whole thing. Okay? And the AMA, when you consider the hundreds of thousands of members that they have, dwarf. The drone community is dwarfed. You know, the FPV community is dwarfed by the RC hobby. And, you know, they've always done nothing but protect their flying fields. You know what I mean? I'm the founder.
Yeah, that's what I saw there.
Yeah. At any rate, the AMA has seemed to not care. They're not drone people. They don't like drones. Half of the AMA flying fields you go out to, if you go out with a drone, they're hostile to you. I don't know what it is. And now most of the RC guys are blaming us, the drone guys, for all of this grief that's raining down upon them. They're blaming us for it, okay, which is bullshit. So here's the letter the AMA sent me. It says, I am writing to you with an urgent request to join me in advocating for a better rule on remote identification of UAS. We need everyone's help submitting formal comments to the FAA. AMA is deeply concerned with the FAA's proposed remote ID rule because it will impose significant costs and burdens on the model aviation community. Significantly, we are concerned that the proposed remote ID rule does not give community-based organizations such as the AMA enough flexibility and control over fixed-wing flying sites. See, that's what they care about. That's the AMA, and the fact that the FAA is threatening the AMA's fixed-wing flying sites is what it took to get them to wake up and start making some noise. And it's about time.
Has anybody seen that video by that 15-year-old that Ken Heron?
No, I haven't seen that yet. I saw the video, but I didn't have a chance to watch it yet.
No, the kid's excellent. He brings fixed wing into it as well, and highlights a particular fixed wing pilot who started at an early age that launched the Americans into the leading edge of space, and that was Neil Armstrong.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
a model aircraft pilot, the first man to land on the moon. And
most pilots and aviation enthusiasts started with models.
Yeah.
Including me. And aviation has been my life. I mean, it's been my hobby all my life in one form or another.
Well, what he was saying is you kill this hobby, you kill this FPV hobby, you kill all of that education that goes into it, this self-taught engineering.
Absolutely. Innovation.
They learn to program. They learn. It's the ultimate STEM test.
Yeah. Do you want your kid building a model airplane at home or hanging out at the mall with the kids? What would you rather have? I mean, this is a tremendous hobby for kids. And the AMA has lots of programs in schools, just like Jerry Calvary's doing with his students, teaching them drones. It's a tremendous thing to teach kids. But, you know, all this is going to come out. I'm happy the AMA is waking up, and on their website, and I want to put the link to that in the chat here. They supposedly have put a bunch of There's the link to that. They put they put a bunch of sample replies. They say don't copy them verbatim, but they might give you some ideas about what you might want to say. So, for what it's worth, I thought I'd bring that up tonight, and I don't want to spend this whole live stream talking about depressing stuff. What is that noise? Sounds like a
maraca or something. A noise.
Something. Sounds like a dog or something like that. I don't know. I hear a TV going.
Yeah.
Whose TV is that?
Might be my wife's TV in the living room.
Oh, okay. Everything comes through on these live streams, unfortunately. Yeah, Bill, you do them.
Well, usually the door's closed, I guess, but I've got to have to go here in about 5 minutes anyway.
Listen, I'm so glad you came by.
No, it's perfectly cool. I'm trying to figure. Hang on, I'll be right back. You just keep going.
Okay.
I just shared the link to that kid's video, and I think Ken Heron was saying not only should you watch it, but you should share it, even with people who aren't drone enthusiasts. The general public has to get involved too.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. So we'll see. We'll see.
What do you think the soonest is that they'll actually put some of these rules to?
How would I know? How would I know?
You think it's years? I'm saying, or months?
Oh, years. I don't think it's going to happen in months. They don't even know what they want to do yet. They have technology to invent. Anyway, it's that time of the evening, folks.
Uh-oh. Brother Art. He has something on his head.
Father Art.
What's on his
head? What's with the brick wall, Art? Look at this. I didn't recognize you without the green behind you.
Yeah, I got my halo on.
I see that. He's got a halo. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's see. Now that's cool. How'd you do that?
Oh, I got this new gadget called Snap Camera.
Oh, really? Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Too.
Adds a little something.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, you can get rid of it now.
Okay.
You're gonna give us all a complex here.
When I first saw it, I thought it was a spoiler to give him more downforce when he's going fast.
I thought he had a pencil hovering over his head or something.
Hot dog.
Magic, yes. Oh man. So how you doing, Art?
I'm doing good. Let's see. How do
you get rid of the halo?
Oh, there we go. Oh. And
that's funny.
Found something new.
Oh, Mel is here. Hey, 400 AGL. Hiya, Mel. How you doing? Good to see you.
It looks like something from outer space.
Oh God! Wait a minute.
Open your mouth, Art. Open your mouth. Show. Look. It's like a frog. A lizard.
No. All right.
Wow, he really does look like a frog. They rivet.
That's disgusting.
Rivet.
Oh, that's cool. Now, what program is that?
Snap Camera.
Does it work through your webcam or what?
Yeah, it does.
That's cool. It's kind of disgusting, but it's cool.
This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah. What else you got? Let's see. What else does it do?
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
The FPV guy.
Yeah, those are goggles.
FPV.
Looks like Elton John to me.
That's funny. That's funny. Man. Now, can you turn it off, Art? Oh, look at this. Bill, you're missing Art here. He's doing all kinds of funny things.
Yeah, I can see. I see. All right now.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a little something.
I had to go and give my daughter her medicine.
It's 7 o'clock.
Oh. So Art, is that where you're getting the brick wall from, or was the brick wall from
Yeah.
your grief? Oh, that actually gives you the brick wall too.
Yep.
That's
I am
that?
Paul Murray.
funny.
I'm not gonna say anything, man.
No, I'm not either.
Arr, mateys. Where are
Ah,
my
that
buccaneers?
just-
They're underneath my bucking hat.
that just opens up a whole new level of ridiculous. Oh wow, that's look at this thing. That's got
This is,
that's funny. That's funny.
but can it fly a drone?
There you
I
go.
don't know. So what time is your show? Is it at 8 o'clock Eastern time, Bill, or is it 9 o'clock Eastern time?
No, we usually, the reason I told you 8 o'clock is because we'll get together like a half hour before the show starts, and we kind of, everybody talks back and forth, and we talk about the kind of stuff that we're going to talk about during the show. And then that way kind of everybody gets acclimated to each other before we go live at 8:30 until whenever.
Okay, so it's 8:30 Eastern time.
What day of the week is this?
Wednesdays.
Wednesday. So basically, you're telling me that you actually prepare for these things.
Yeah, we actually talk for a little bit beforehand. When we have a
Really?
guest, yeah. Well, if it's like something like we did last night, we're just shooting from the hip, and we're all kind of like, because we just kind of want to keep up the Wednesday thing, and we're trying to keep up awareness of, the remote ID thing, and usually there's some kind of new drone thing to talk about every week,
Yeah. Well, good. Okay. The concept of preparing for these shows is foreign to me, and it's something that I would have to get used to.
Oh no, it's not. I don't
I'm
mean it.
joking. I'm just
I'm
pulling your
trying to
leg.
say the thing that I think you'll get a kick out of is the guys that are on the show regularly all have a really unique set of skills and knowledge. So everybody's going to hit you with a bunch of different questions in that 30 minutes before we go live, and you're going to be like, "Oh wow, this is kind of cool." Because there's a lot of this. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
I'll look forward to it.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to it.
Hey, Bill, do you have
Yes, sir.
somebody? Do you have somebody who does makeup on your show?
No, I'm just
You
naturally.
might want to look into that one.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard.
All right.
But my wife doesn't like to share, because that's the problem. If I go try to get something to kind of clear up my face and get
All right.
better lighting, then this doesn't work.
All right.
Art is normal, sort of. Whatever that means.
Oh, and don't forget my candy giveaway
Yes.
tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific. I will be giving away almond toffee.
All right. You don't normally do something on Friday night, do you, Art? Is that just
There
a
we go.
one-time thing?
And
For Valentine's.
Oh, right.
I
Oh,
timed
Valentine's.
it,
That's right.
I'll
It
be
is
on-
Valentine's Day tomorrow.
I'll be on an hour before Oz by Drone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, being a bachelor, Valentine's Day is kind of meaningless to me, so I forgot. And I don't even get in the doghouse for forgetting, like
I
some
was
of you
like
guys would.
I was a bachelor till I was like 45.
Yeah.
I did it the other way. I was married I was married for a total of 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah, to two different women. Yeah.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
I don't know. Anyway, I've been
just thought about that
I've been
way.
on my own since for more than 15 years now. So this is the way it's going to stay. The good news is, if I want to buy a drone, I don't have to
Checking now
ask.
to see if my wife's
Yeah, I
subscribed
was
to
just
this
gonna
channel.
Don't
Bill
have to ask
started it
permission.
out and then look for the response.
So Bill, you'll have
It was
to
like, oh my
like-
God, the earplugs are in. Oh.
you'll have
Yeah,
to
right.
enter, Bill, so you can win some toffee for your honey.
Oh, that's the you one like Mitch already knows. It's one of the unique things I've already been told what I should get for tomorrow.
And
the
appropriate answer is
worldwide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
I say yes, ma'am. I understand.
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
my
wow.
place.
We have Copper State aerial photography in here who's saying hello to you, Art. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's been here before because he's blue. Well, welcome. Thanks for stopping in.
Good to see.
Mel,
Good to have you
Modern
back.
Day Jail is in the chat.
Mel is in here.
Yeah, Mel. Hey, Mel.
Yeah. It was the at the same time part that made it a challenge. No, I didn't have two of them at the same time. I had them consecutively. Speaking of which,
man, it's not as good now.
I heard on the news this morning that the Florida legislature is now debating whether to change the divorce laws to do away with permanent alimony.
Is there such a thing?
So
Wow.
you guys root for the Florida legislature here. You can save the old guy here if you some money every month.
Wow, you still have to pay alimony. Sucks.
Yeah, unfortunately, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So yeah, I could
Kill her. I mean, I didn't say that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
I
just
wouldn't.
kidding.
do that.
Just kidding. Erase that. Delete.
I wouldn't. Yeah. What are you trying to get my video thrown off the air? Guido can help. Mel. See, Mel, I got Mel. Mel's suggestion I call Guido. Guido. Thanks a lot.
I just had a Parasite flashback with that because one of the people in that movie was severely allergic to peach fuzz, like off of the peach, and that was how they got him out of the house, was the peach fuzz. It was really bizarre, and I was like, oh.
That makes sense.
What are you allergic to? Oh, I don't know. It doesn't say that on the label.
Now, Copper State Aerial Photography says, AKA Mike Kelly. Is that you, Mike Kelly?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. So, got more than one channel. Cool. That means you can be subscribed to me twice. I like that.
What time tomorrow again, Art?
That would be 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
6 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Greg comes on at 7.
Yep.
Hey, we need to have a TV guide.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to publish a friggin' TV guide, drone TV guide.
Exactly, like a weekly
and
guide.
host it on a website or something where everybody can go
There
in.
we go.
Because everybody like me discovered that if you want to build watch time, unless you got 100,000 subscribers to watch your videos, the only way to build any kind of meaningful watch time is to do live streams. Or like Art.
Subscribers with 200 or 198 watch hours, so I got 3,802 hours to go.
Yeah, and you got to do that every 12 months.
Yeah.
You got to do it. It's a rolling 12-month period, so they'll drop off the oldest month every month, and you got to average it out and say that you have to do almost 375 hours a month in watch time to maintain that 4,000.
Right.
Do that with 2-minute video.
It's like a job.
It's not unless you get millions of views on it.
Yeah.
And it's easy for a lot of guys.
Have fun doing it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, a lot of these guys that have huge channels. A lot of these guys that have huge, like Dan Bongino, I watch him every day. He's the best guy on YouTube for any kind of political stuff. He's knows more about the nonsense that's going on. I like to watch him. He's an entertaining guy, and I get the bell rings that he's put his video up every day, and I get in there usually in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and by that time he's already got 20 to 30,000 views.
Wow.
Wow.
He's got close to 400,000 subscribers now. So,
What?
and these people who watch him for the whole hour. So think about that. He's got 50,000 people generally watching. That's 50,000 watch hours
Wow.
a whack. Not counting
Yeah.
the people that watch those videos
He's probably not worried about the hour.
on a replay. So he's not worried about his hours. But even
Yeah.
Ken Heron, think of the hours that he winds up. He
Right.
does a 2-hour show with 300-400 people watching. That's 700-800 watch hours in one show. The 4,000 doesn't seem like a whole lot when you're
Right.
peeling it off 700-800 out of whack.
Yeah.
Who is this? Ray Kelly says Dan Bongino.
Mhm.
Dan Bongino, Bongino, and anybody who cares about this country ought to be watching this guy every day.
Mhm.
He has a podcast and he has a YouTube channel, and he's a ex Secret Service guy who was on Obama's and George Bush's details. He's about 40 years old, and he was a New York cop, and he's a detective unlike any I've ever seen. He has the ability to put all of this stuff together. He has mapped out the entire fraud that's been perpetrated on this country since the Obama administration, and he's written 2 books so far. His first book was called Spygate, and the second book's Exonerated. And his whole philosophy and the new thing that he says now, I mean, every other word out of his mouth, he says he's talking about all the players that perpetrated this hoax, from the
Right.
Obama administration people to the Justice Department to the FBI to the he says they all know each other and they all have something to hide.
Mhm.
And he's making the connections now, and it is so unbelievable who these people are. And when they look into their background, who they used to work for, they're all connected. It is a conspiracy that just boggles the mind, and it's so elaborate, and so the tentacles are everywhere that when people talk about it, they're accused of being a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
But the problem is it's not a theory. It's being proven, and more of it's coming out every day. And the next year is going to be very fascinating as this stuff starts to come out. But Dan Bongino, Bongino, just look it up on YouTube. And
I put a link on the chat for his show.
yeah, he is.
Doggy.
Oh, somebody's hurt.
That's what I had. Somebody stepped on the dog's tail. That's what I heard before. That was the noise I heard before.
Well, Mitch, if you think about it, where did all these people go to school? They went to universities. They went to schools that teach political science.
Of course they
people
did.
could get these jobs and civil service jobs.
But we're
And
not going to talk about politics tonight, though.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, I hate to cut you off, but we get started on that. You
Okay,
know me.
gotcha.
We'll scare away everybody else on this thing. We talk about. I'll tell you what.
Ball.
Have to stay to saying good night.
Art's Place.
okay.
Oh, there's a dog there, Bill.
Oh, is that Sparky?
That almost
Yep.
looks like a beagle.
What happened?
Okay.
Somebody step on his tail?
No, he was wanting to go downstairs where they're cooking all the food.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Look, he almost got a camera shot. Like
that
he-
adorable face.
So anyway, we need to go to Art's Place on Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah.
Art, is it 2 or 3? 3 o'clock
3.
Eastern time. And
How-
it's Art and
ever,
Lloyd, and Art usually has some good guests.
Yeah. No show this week. I'm
Oh.
going fishing. Ice fishing.
Oh, you're
Oh,
doing
okay. Don't fall.
Go to your
Don't fall
refrigerator.
in.
Just put a
Yeah.
look in your refrigerator. You'll find plenty of.
Well, it's been plenty cold here. We've been getting a lot of snow. It seems every other day we're getting a snowstorm coming through here.
White
Well,
torch.
Stingray Aerial Solutions, how you doing? Says sup everybody, and Copper State Aerial Photography's got to go. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in if you're still here. Appreciate that. Trying to keep up with the chat.
The dinner bell's ringing here, so I'm gonna have to say good night.
All right, Gary. Well, listen, thanks for coming in, buddy. Always appreciate you bailing me out early.
Well,
yeah, somebody to talk to.
Bill, he says he doesn't rehearse, but he has me come out at 4 o'clock to warm up. I mean, 2 hours early, and I just sit here and he's checking my lighting and he's checking the microphone.
Oh yeah, get the makeup people over there. Comb his hair. You can see how well that works.
You have makeup people? Have your people call my people.
I have people. My people have people.
Oh,
damn.
Do they know people in the FAA?
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, right.
I wish.
Okay. Well,
all right, Gary. Thanks so much, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
Good night, Gary.
Thanks a bunch.
And we got one straggly beard leaving and another one coming in. Hi, Mel.
Yeah, we can't let it be an even four. We got to keep it an odd number here, right?
You got to believe it. Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are you, Mitch? Hey, Bill.
Doing good.
Carlos,
doing
Art.
Good.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Mel.
Set designer.
Carlos, Bill.
Hey, Art, that ice fishing, are you going to be in some box with covering a hole?
Yeah.
No, he's going to be in a boat. He just got to dig one big hell of a hole.
Yeah. Or are you exposed to the elements?
No, I will be inside the tent.
Really?
It'll be
Well,
nice
you just
and
did
warm.
that, didn't you? You did that last week, didn't you, or 2 weeks ago?
So, yeah, something like that. We're going to a different lake.
What kind of fish do you catch?
Well, mostly trout, but this place has some carp, so it's going to be a little more, bigger fish on the end of the line.
Cool. Jared Elliott came into the chat, asks, hello, Jared, any of you guys going to the rally against remote ID up in Washington?
No, not I.
Not me.
No.
Nah.
I'm on the other side of the country. It'd be too hard.
Yeah,
I would
I'm
just
in
left Virginia a couple weeks ago.
I'm in Florida, and I think it's great that those guys are going. I've never been to a protest or a march in my life, and I'm too old to start now. But I do. Listen, everybody's going to stick up for this, and there's a lot of people that are going to be sticking up for it. And hopefully somebody will know somebody who will know somebody and get somebody's attention. But you know yourself that writing your congressman is usually a waste of time. Everybody's write
The
your congressman,
government
call your
is
congressman.
like the Borg.
The round.
Yeah.
Resistance is futile. They will assimilate you.
It's true, and it's true because they're unelected bureaucrats, and they run everything, and we're seeing that. We're politics. Okay. Sorry about that.
It's
So,
just
guys,
the golden rule, Mitch. He who has the gold makes
the
the
gold
rules.
makes the rules. Absolutely. So, show of hands, who wants to see me try to fly my little drone around in the house and show you guys
Only if
what
you
I'm
do it in
seeing.
Horizon.
Well,
what I'm
that's
seeing in the goggles?
In Horizon.
you do that all the time, Mitch. You fly around in your house all the time.
Yeah, but not live. Not live.
Oh, you're going to do it live.
So,
Oh,
you do live acro indoors?
No, I'm not doing acro, but I
You can do
will
Horizon.
fly around. I don't want to even do horizon. I don't want to do flips. I got to get used to this.
I'm
The way
telling you,
this thing
fly-
flies. But I do.
better.
I do have a. Here, let me
There you
go
go.
to get you guys on the side. I do have the stuff ready to go here.
I
Well,
think
then make it happen.
So what I'm going to do, and you may hear a little bit of an echo because I'm going to turn a speaker on here, okay? So I can hear you guys without my headphones because I can't wear the headphones and the goggles at the same time.
You can just
So-
send me that jumper if you want to.
Send you the what? The
The
jumper.
jumper, yeah.
he has another one that's going to be garbage soon. Or
All right, so here we go. Let me go over here, and the first thing I need to do is turn on my little monitor so that you guys can see what I'm up to. I thought this would be kind of fun to try. We'll see what happens. So what I got here is this is going to be the
that's the FXD.
screen that you see in the goggles, and I want to
Yep.
make sure that it is centered in the camera here. Yeah, that's
That looks
pretty
good right there.
Okay, and then we're going to go over to to here. I'm going to turn on the radio, and we're going to take the goggles and we're going to turn them on. I'm going to plug in the analog receiver to the goggles. And I'm going to put the goggles on.
Day by day.
And I'm going to plug in the quad. And I'm going to show.
There you go.
There it is. And now I got to get the same thing in the goggles. So here we are. And
Walk these
we're
doors.
gonna hit the menu and go to settings and go down to AV in and hit enter. And I can see what's in the goggles. So now we'll go back to this. You guys are seeing the goggles feed.
Mitch, are you going to be able to fly with that fan going on?
Well, I got a fan behind me. I'm gonna turn that off. I shut off all my ceiling fans in the house.
I just saw one going. Okay.
I'm gonna take the drone and set it in.
Nice hands.
There you go. Now you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Where are these goggles? Okay.
There we go.
All right. So you guys can see it.
Go for it. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Everything looks good.
All righty.
All right.
Mitch, I think you can fly in between the fan props and the ceiling.
Boy, I got to get used to the throttle in this thing. Oh, hello.
Go.
Oh, it ended up.
Oh, you're up. Yeah.
You know what? This throttle. I mean, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this quad.
Mitch,
This
lower the
throttle-
camera. You have to lower the camera.
No, the camera's fine.
I
I
don't
just
know.
need to.
Looks like you're
I
looking at
just
the
need to
ceiling a
get
lot.
used to the. I just need to get used to the throttle.
We see a lot of ceiling. That's all I'm saying. Zoom, zoom.
There we go. I'm getting the hang of it. What do you think, guys? Can you see it?
Yep.
Let's head on back into the bedroom back here.
I want to see some gaps.
Pretty cool.
There's that VTX for you.
You have to
that?
raise it. You're getting a lot of chopping breakup.
Oh yeah, but I'm seeing a much better image in the goggles because it's a much better receiver.
Gotcha.
But Emax is prone for really
Now
so VTXs.
They fixed this one a little bit better. It actually goes up to 200 milliwatts,
Well, maybe he just got a lot of wiring in there.
probably.
Well, no, I'm going through 4 different walls too. I'm sitting way back here in the corner.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see your shielding there.
Oh, ceiling
Pay no
fan.
attention to the man behind the curtain.
Pay no attention to the ceiling fan, folks. Let's get out of here. That's my office, and I'm back here in the studio. Come visit me. There's the studio. Whoops, I got the ceiling fan going, but there's the studio. See you guys?
It's the wizard
Yep.
behind the curtain.
That's it. The man behind the curtain. Hello.
So you're comfortable with this camera angle?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you see him, but I know I don't see him. Can you see the prop guards at all?
A little bit.
Okay. We
Down
don't
at
see
the bottom.
hardly at
Oh,
all.
hello. Oh, what did I do?
Oop.
See if I can get out of here. I'm stuck under the furniture. Okay, I have to go get it. Gotta walk.
Now, that's a rule. You can tell when a skinny guy flies a quad, he crashes a lot. That guy, they don't crash a lot. They get it to come back. So.
I don't know. I'm gonna say I crash a lot.
There you go. There you go.
But no, I'm a fat guy.
Do I have any battery left? Yes, I do.
Oh wow. Doesn't sound like it's fading yet either.
Mitch, you still haven't unlocked your VTX?
Yeah, I have, but it's just set. It's set to 25 here.
Try raising real quick. I bet you get a better view.
Well, I'm not going to raise it
With the what do they call that? Oh,
with the smart audio.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Stingray,
All right,
let
me land right here.
it's all flickering because it's analog video
Hold on a
from
second.
a
I
drone.
don't know. You're gonna have to get a dark background. You're not gonna be able to see that easy.
Features, smart audio,
No features VTX.
power, 100
There you go.
100 milliwatts.
Right.
Set. Confirm yes.
Telemetry lost.
You get
Telemetry
it
recovered.
back.
Back. Back.
Save and exit.
Save and exit. I wonder if I really am at 100.
You'll see it when you go into the when you arm again. You gotta go back.
It won't let me.
You gotta go back.
It won't let me.
You didn't
It
go
won't let
back.
me
to
arm.
smart audio.
Oh, I have to hit back again. Yeah. Oh, exit. Here we go. Okay.
Telemetry lost.
Yeah, it's
Telemetry
set at
recovered.
100.
Go for it.
Is that any better? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It looks like a different image almost.
Might want to try 2 then.
But anyway, guys, this is whoa.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
This is great fun flying around the house like this. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not really used to this drone. It's a new drone, and I haven't flown it around in tight quarters yet. And it's different than my other Tiny Hawk, you know.
Yeah.
But you can really move if you want. Whoa, hello.
Oh, Mitch,
Bang into
There was a
things.
flip.
what channel does the drone say it's on? And is your
F3.
and your goggles are matching?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But now, at any rate, my battery is low, so let's bring it into the office here and fly it around behind here. And there I am. How cool is that?
Very nice. Very nice.
Cool.
There's something you don't see every day. Unplug it.
Telemetry lost.
Come back to me. There we are. All right. Oh, that was different.
Well, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody share their goggle feed live on a stream. So
Well-
cool. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And what I have is, hold on.
Colin is gonna like
Hit the door.
real quick. Mitch,
Yeah.
Colin. And he's gonna like his new tiny book. There you go.
You know, I got that other camera that I have it behind me that sometimes I show, you know, the back. I just clipped it onto the post and set this monitor in front of it. And
I could probably do that with my phone and StreamYard or whatever.
yeah, this is just a little ground
setup.
station.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
All right, next week,
And-
Mitch, I'm gonna try it.
all right. Yeah, any of you guys that come on can do the same thing. That's for sure. I mean, we watched you fly last week, Carlos, and that was,
Oh, yeah?
kind of fun. Yeah.
That's better. Forgot about
So I thought that would be kind of cool, and I used the I see it's still plugged in. The analog module's still plugged in here, so I got to unplug that and turn that off. And I got the goggles turned off. But those
it. Was that
those
difficult,
deep-
to do, Mitch? That whole setup that you did there for the goggles? Sort of.
I did a video on it. Okay, if you've ever seen the video and about how I did it from start to
That
finish.
might have been my time break. But anyway, I'll go
But
back.
yeah, it's there, and I've got a lot of views on that video because a lot of guys are really interested in that, and there's a much simpler way now to mount a module onto the DJI goggles, and it involves a little thing that bolts to the side of the goggles, and it costs $12, and it comes with the cables and everything, and you can do it and put that on in 5 minutes.
That's Rodney.
That I like.
Hold on, let me get you guys back. There we go. Okay.
There.
Let me turn my fan back on here. It is. I'm telling you, it's like summertime down here. It's crazy.
Oh,
Okay,
Well,
Rodney.
I need to jump in real quick and say thank you very much, Mitch, for having me on. But soup's on downstairs, and I'm getting hungry.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, thanks. Hey, good to see you, Bill. You know, any bald-headed guy is always welcome here.
I need a shave anyway, man. I've got 5 o'clock shadow.
Well, thanks for coming in. I mean, that's a pleasant surprise.
And I will
And-
send you the link, and we will see you at 5 o'clock, or excuse me, 8 o'clock on Wednesday next week.
Now, do you use StreamYard? Do you use Zoom, or what do you use?
We use StreamYard.
Okay. All right, that's good, because StreamYard I can feed with my OBS and still have my backgrounds and all that fancy crap.
All right, we will see you then, sir. Good night,
All
gentlemen.
right,
Have
Bill,
a good evening.
Coast to Coast
Bill.
Drones,
See you
thank you
Wednesday.
so much. Bill Thomas. There we go. Round of applause. That was nice to see Bill in here.
Mitch,
Yeah.
read your
Yeah.
person there, Colin. He was talking
Who's
about.
that? Oh, Colin Bruner.
Yes,
I've
sir.
only done binds to my Jumper Plus with Bayang drones. Just set up a free sky drone. Well, have you got the Jumper T16, or I'm not familiar with the Jumper Plus, but
Oh, by the way,
I-
buying that drone, the Tiny Hawk.
my
you just got it.
TH2 arrives tomorrow.
Tiny
The Tiny Hawk 2. Yeah, well, the Tiny Hawk 2 is doesn't use a traditional. You were talking about this
Right.
last time. What is it? ASI, or what do they call that?
SPI. SPI.
SPI. Yeah, serial peripheral interface. That's right. Senior moment here. Yeah, it when the receiver is an integral part of the flight controller board. In other words, this Tiny Hawk 2 is an all-in-one board. It's got everything on it. It's got the ESC, it's got the flight controller, and it's got the receiver. They can wire the receiver into it using the connections necessary to do that SPI, which means you can send commands to the receiver. So Betaflight, when you type RX_bind,
Right.
it does throw the receiver into bind mode,
So
and
much
then
better.
on your transmitter you basically go for a D8 free sky
Right.
and hit bind, and it worked very very easily. You didn't have to find the bind button or any of that other crap.
I
So
love that.
yeah, that did work. But this was the first drone I've ever had that that actually used that interface, that had the receiver addressable by Betaflight. So that was pretty neat. Colin, let's make you a moderator, because you're sticking out like a sore thumb in here.
He has the
Thanks for
deviation-
coming in. Yeah.
Deviation jumper. I think that's the.
Yeah.
instead
That
of,
was most in the waitress.
But you're on your Tiny Hawk, you'll to bind it. The directions that come with it are pretty easy to follow. But you want to hook it up to Betaflight, and of course you need, the modes are already set, but you need to set your receiver and your switches correctly. But to bind it, you go down into the CLI. The only mistake in the instructions is that, say, the command they say to use is RX_bind
Oh,
underscore.
Mitch.
What?
Check out how old this gentleman is.
Who?
Colin. he's
Colin, quadcopter 3D2 says, I'm new to the hobby and I'm 71 years old. God
that
darn it.
Isn't that great?
For God's sake, man, is there anybody,
Going
however,
up
that's
to you.
older than me? Ah,
But I mean, he's
God,
right
come
there.
on, give me a 74-year-old.
That's
Colin, come on, my
pretty cool,
friend.
though. He's right there behind you.
No, man, welcome. Another one in their 70s. That's fabulous.
There you go. See what you
You're
started.
my new favorite person, Colin. This is somebody ancient like I am. And if I can, what does that everyday dad say? He says, if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. Well, if I can, in my age, if I can do this stuff, You can too. And that was fun. I'll tell you, that was fun flying around the house like that.
I've been trying now in air mode, flying around with the Tiny Hawk.
Yeah, I had no problem flying it in air mode. But again, I was so used to. Oh, another thing I did was I went in there and I really upped the rates on it so that I could do rolls.
Yeah.
And it took me a half a turn around the house to start to get used to the stick, especially the throttle. That thing really seemed touchy. But this is the angle. This is the angle. I don't have that big an angle. This is the see the angle.
That's what you were flying with just now? I don't know why.
Yeah.
It seemed more. That's about what I have.
No, that's about it right there. That's about level, right? Yeah, you're about the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but man, what a great little drone this is. I mean, I really
What I don't like
it.
is when you come off the throttle, it kind of, because it is heavy, sort of, it kind of drops. So it's very sensitive. That's what I've noticed. I don't know.
Really.
With
Are
the
you
throttle.
flying it with 2S or are you flying it with
1S?
1S? Yeah,
I tried it once.
with 2S. I
so-
think the 2S is a waste of time on this.
Yeah, it is.
From what I've seen, the battery life, you get a minute and a half. And, but I can't wait. The first calm day comes, man. I'm taking this puppy outside. I'm
Right outside
flying
your
around
place
between
even,
the
right?
houses. And
Yeah.
what's that? Yeah,
Right by your place, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Definitely going to fly all over the place with it outside.
You'll like it. You're gonna like it.
It's a
I've
it's a
done
neat little.
I've done what do they call that? Power loops with it outside. You can do it. Just go.
Oh,
up
I'm
to it.
sure you can. I'm sure you can. I did I was out with my little Acrobrat.
No, I'm talking about with your Tiny Hawk.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you something here. I was out a day or two ago with the Acrobrat. Windy. It was windy as hell. I think in this flight, I actually did a big ass power loop. I'm trying to remember if it's in this flight or not. But anyway, I'll let that go. I'll let that play in the background. But that, I think I may even have audio with this. Hold on a minute. No, this is Goggles video. Believe it or not, this is Goggles video. Believe it or not, from the DJI.
Anyway, Stingray Aerial Solutions is asking, old guy in a drone, is it hard getting used to the flickering? And
The
answer
flickering
is no.
on the analog.
Yeah,
Normally,
just
if no,
ahead.
it doesn't. What I was seeing in the goggles was nowhere near as bad as that ground station receiver that you were looking at in the camera. But no, I don't. That's why I like one of the reasons I really like the DJI is you see that this image that you're seeing on the screen now is a recording of from the goggles, and this is what I was seeing in the goggles, and it's high def. It's just gorgeous. I think I tried to do just a big loop, and I think it was this flight. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't this flight.
I can
let's
usually
see.
remember mine,
Let me-
strangely enough. Yep, whoever ordered the Tiny Hawks, you're all going to like it.
Oh, the Tiny Hawks are Tiny Hawks.
I hope
are
you
great.
did get extra propellers.
There it is.
Order. It
Okay,
does come with-
I did do a big loop on this. Yeah, it comes with 4 extra props,
Right.
but I've got a whole big bag full of props. The same prop from the Tiny Hawk 1,
Correct.
isn't it?
Yes.
The 4-blade. Yeah, I bought a bag that came with like 6 sets of them, 24 props for like
Yeah.
$10 or something ridiculous. They're really cheap. But I think I actually did a
I
big
also
loop.
like the
I
way
don't know.
it
I don't
looks.
know why I don't do more loops and flips and rolls and things. But when I get up there flying around, I just get immersed in how smooth it is and how pretty it is.
That's that, right? That's what Colin is asking.
This is the Acrobrat, but look at this
Brilliant.
big power loop.
There
Look
you
at
go.
this.
Oh,
That was nice.
wow.
You had plenty of space. That was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That little puppy gets up and cooks too.
Mike Roach.
Look at me. Look at me. This entire huge park, okay?
Oh, Mike.
And there's one car, And there it is, and that's me sitting there by the trees, by myself, and I got this all. It's great. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's great. It's like that sometimes here when I go to the park.
And on this flight I actually got some 1300 mil 4 cells, which were twice the size of the batteries that I had. I was using 650s, and I said, I wonder if the weight's going to matter. And I'll tell you what, Carlos, I couldn't tell.
No.
The difference in the weight at all. It did. You wouldn't even know. And I got like a 7 or 8 minute flight out of that little 3-inch quad. But I'll tell you what, the 3-inch quads are so smooth, which is why all these Cinewhoops they're building are all in 3-inch frames. You don't get the vibrations from the 3 inches that you get from the 5 and the 7 inches. Very, very smooth.
And they're also using the ducts. A lot of these.
Mike Roche. Mike Roche. Hey, Mike Roche, Chris Hope. Man, all the heavy hitters are coming in here now.
And Joe C. Was you here before? Joe C.
He's been here since the beginning. Just ordered the tiny. Yeah, that little tiny Hawk 2, man, for $110. You fly it around, and I got to tell you, and Carlos, you'll agree that when you're out there flying around with that thing, you don't even think the fact that it's that tiny. It just feels like a bigger drone in the air.
And
even this thing, this 3-inch Acrobrat, when I'm flying around, it feels the same as a 5-inch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
this is that little Acrobrat with the DJI systems really becoming one of my favorite little drones. But this flight was a long flight, and then the battery was like 14.6, 14.7, and then all of a sudden the bottom fell out of it.
Did you hear Mitch and Pat calling themselves the cleanup crew?
Who's that?
Chris and Mike.
Oh yeah, the cleanup.
Hey,
but I kept flying this thing. All of a sudden, I could hear the beeper on the drone beeping, and the thing lights up red. Battery land now, and I'm watching the voltage drop off, and I'm saying his happened right here, I think. And I said, God, I got to get it. I got to get it back. Got to get it back. And I'm trying to get it back, and it just wouldn't make it. It just gave up right there.
Oh wow! And you didn't know this prior?
Oh, I kept trying to get it back, and I just couldn't. So I had to walk 100 feet for it. But no,
what's the name of that park there?
It's the Palm Bay Regional Park.
Oh, real quick, Mitch, hold on. Colin's leaving, and you can say goodbye and remind them that you have a show on Sunday, right?
Colin and I have a show on Sunday evening at 8:00 Eastern time called the FPV Workshop. And it's a show where we're going to talk all about the technical sides of this thing and answer questions, and it's geared towards beginners. So come on by, and it'd be nice to have another old guy in there with me. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in.
You guys pick up.
Yeah. This is a 5-inch, a Gep 5. And you see how it's just not as smooth. You get a little bit of oscillation, and that's why I'm trying to learn how to do this PID tuning a little better, because I want to try to tune that out of this thing. Now this is an air unit. This is an air unit video.
Is this recent?
Yeah, 2 or 3 days ago.
Is this the one with the new blades you were showing us, or no?
No. Yeah. This is the one. Was the flight where I tried the new Nepal blades. And I'm not experienced enough to really know the fine points or really notice the difference. I think it is a little smoother, and I like the way it flew. You can see that I was really playing with it, not trying to really do a flight, but just experiment around with it. Keep it slow flight, and then speed it up, and keep it close and down low.
It's amazing how fast they can go when you get them to go.
Yeah, you can hear the motors on this one, because this was the air unit recording. And I was sitting under that little gazebo there.
Right.
Just sitting on a bench under the gazebo, flying it around in front of me. Just playing around, experimenting, and See the gazebo there in the.
Yep. Next time you have to fly through it.
Yeah. But you can hear that I'm just loafing along.
That looks cool.
You know, just about 30% throttle.
See, that's the way to fly.
I love flying like this.
Oh, yeah. All right, you're getting compliments on your glasses, just for the record.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, Art's back.
What was the name of the
that's-
show that the kid that used to say, "Did I do that?" That's who reminds me of, white person. What's the name of
That's a funny program, man. You don't want to see me with one of those things. You got to do that on your show, Art.
Okay.
Man, look at it. It's already 7:45 already. Here.
Have you had any idea of what your show's going to be about this coming weekend?
This weekend,
Yes, sir.
I'm hoping somebody will email me or give me
Questions?
things they want to talk about, but or we'll just we'll field questions or
Mitch,
talk
if you had
about
to guess, how fast did you get that drone to go? Somebody's asking.
this drone.
60.
Oh, I imagine this thing do 80 miles an hour if I put the nose down and
Yeah.
poured the coals to it. But on this flight, I was just practicing. I'm trying to practice a lot. Just practicing control. You know, going slow, keeping it, holding altitude. What are you laughing about?
The frog.
Oh, Art. Well, he is a comedian. You know,
It sure is.
he's a professional comedian.
Oh, yeah. He looks like some kind of creature from who knows where. Uh-oh.
But I'll tell you what, you know this as much as I do, Carlos. And Art, you're going to learn it too. The only way to learn this stuff is just do it and do it and do it. I mean, that little tiny hawk, get yourself. I just got 4 more batteries today from Amazon. I got like 8 of those 650s now, and just keep burning them up, flying them, and
Keep flying.
practicing. Once you get good in stabilized mode, this is what I started doing today in the gym, was throwing it into angle mode in the gym.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys that are here right now didn't see. Here we go. Whoop. Oh, nice roll.
Ooh.
But the video still isn't as smooth as that little 3-inch. Still a little bit of jitters in it.
Does this have a GoPro? No.
No, this is the
Oh, the
air
air
unit,
unit.
the recording on the air unit, yeah. And you really, it's hard to tell the difference between the air unit and the goggles, except that with the air unit, you get the sound. Anyway, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, I'm Wolfman Jack.
Oh, God.
Are those earrings or are those headphones?
That's funny, Art. How many different things does that have?
Oh, it's
Oh,
got
don't
it.
let him start it.
Mel, you got to get that, Mel. You got to get that thing for yourself. You got to get that get that program.
I have the real thing going on, you know.
Oh man, that's
It looks kind of
That's
Don
funny.
Juan. Yes, I don't know.
what's that?
He looks a little like Don Juan, a Latin lover.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, if people didn't know you, Art, and that's the first time they saw you, they would swear that was a real beard.
Yep.
Oh God, no,
There's the music. Now put the music down.
no. Yeah, where's the music? Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, it's funny. I still had that music queued up, Art, from when you
Mitch?
came in.
Ray Kelly's asking you a question. About
Ray Kelly, hey Mitch, what do you think of a fly meetup in a Stewart Gym? I think that would be a great idea. How can I talk in the face of this?
Oh, that one I seen somebody use.
Yeah, I've seen that before somewhere, the cat. Yeah, Ray, in late March or early, that'd be great. I'd love to come down there and fly out. There's some beautiful places to fly down there. And I'm only an hour and 15 minutes from there. I'm just up in Melbourne. So not real far at all. Oh, no.
What
The
is
egg.
it? Oh, gosh.
He's hatching.
Is that like a sister or a nun?
It's Humpty Dumpty.
Is that what that was?
What is that? A brain?
Yep.
What else you got?
You have one you use.
Yeah, Ray, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Hi.
Hey, Ray, my email address is oldguyandadrone@gmail.com. One word, oldguyandadrone@gmail.com. Shoot me your phone number and then I'll get you mine and we'll touch base. "55 minutes." Yeah, it's not far. It's not far from down there.
Now, can you fly there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of places down there to fly. Oh, Art. They got some Yeah, even if it's just us, man. Yeah, it's an hour away.
No, you haven't flown that Tiny Hawk in a long, long time, have you? Or have you?
It's been a while since I've flown the Tiny Hawk.
Come on, Mel.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
gotta, yeah,
Go one
Mel.
battery in. That's it. Get it up.
I know.
Battery,
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll get to do it this weekend.
battery
Yeah,
day.
and pretty soon, all of a sudden, it'll start to click, and then once it clicks, man, it's addictive. You just can't get enough of it. Art, you're cracking me up.
That one's interesting.
Hey there, Chris Hope. Yeah, that's right. Long drive. Better rest up.
Oh man, yeah. Did you, Ron? Did you just got back from your trip over to Philly and everything? Man, that was funny.
Why did it take you 24 hours to get back, Ron? What happened? I thought you flew out there.
Is that the trip to Philly, or did you go on another trip since then? Ron's always traveling. I can't keep up with him.
Yeah.
Art, you're being silly.
I've seen that one too. Kind of like the look.
Oh, flights in Chicago canceled.
I'll tell you what, I'm staying away from airplanes and cruise ships these days with all this
Czars? Nah.
all this virus stuff going around.
The Heineken virus.
Yeah, the corona. Yeah, it's the Mexican flu virus.
It turned a good deal.
They changed the name though. The coronavirus was a politically incorrect name,
Oh, really?
and now they're calling it Convid and a number.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they changed the name because the people there was something that some snowflake complained that it was politically incorrect and they had to change the name because that's really important now. You know that we not offend anybody, hurt anybody's feelings on this planet.
I wish they'd all melt.
Thank you. Yep, don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, murder, rape, all that stuff's okay, man, but don't you dare
Yeah.
offend somebody because that's the biggest crime on the planet. Don't
Have you heard
offend
these new
somebody.
bail laws they have in New York? They can't hold people. They just
Yeah, that's a whole
Find
other
one
story. But
after
that's
another
politics.
after
That's
another.
politics, and here, and we don't do that here. So,
oh, cow.
yeah. So,
Oh, and talking about snowflakes isn't politics? Come on, Mitch.
I know.
That was the kettle calling black there. If
I don't want to
ever
get. I don't want to get started. I mean, I'm so easy. It's so
Triggered.
easy to get started with that stuff. You know,
Don't
I mean,
trigger
it's so
them.
easy.
Yeah, I think
We're gonna
people think
talk
I'm a
about
loose
those.
cannon when it comes to that.
So next week, next Thursday night, we're going to have a fly-in, guys.
All right, I'll get
You hear that, Carlos? We're going to have a fly-in.
Yes, sir.
and see if
You know what I
can-
want to do? I'm on the 6th floor of my apartment, which you probably know. I want to fly in and out of the window.
Oh, hell, I would.
I have to try that. But it's windy
I
up there
would.
sometimes. I'm in a,
Well, hopefully it'll be a nice day.
yeah.
But
And
Mike Roche, Mike, well put, Mike. Well said. Yeah, well said.
Yep. Como.
Cuomo.
The knuckles. The knuckleheads. And all these. I didn't realize Florida was a sanctuary city. Is it? Or state?
The state isn't.
It isn't?
Not with our governor. No way. There may be some municipalities, some cities
Yeah.
down in South Florida that have
I might have
declared
seen that.
themselves sanctuaries, but statewide, man, no way, no way.
It's like the
Anyway,
word
guys.
it doesn't mean anything. All right.
It's five till 8,
Yeah, we
and
better.
I gotta send Art on his way over to
Yeah,
make sure we're well represented at Ken's place, and
you got it.
about time to wrap it up, man. Another 2 hours just flew by, and I want to thank everybody for coming in, you guys in the panel. Mel, always
you, Mitch.
always
I'm
good
in
always
Queens,
good
New
to see
York.
you.
Queens, New York.
Queens. Carlos, good to see you. Art,
Good to see
always
you,
funny.
Carlos.
Appreciate the
Thanks for
visual
having-
humor tonight. Which face is that you got now?
Oh, this,
Oh, that's you. I'm sorry.
oh. I think it's the Mel face.
Yeah, you need a boom boom on that one.
Yeah, I don't have that sound effect yet. I have to get that
Oh.
one. The rim shot. I don't have that one. But I got the 5-minute applause track though. That's
All right,
a riot.
listen. Art won't leave, so I'll leave first. Have a
All
good
right.
night, gentlemen.
Okay,
Always
Carlos.
fun. I'll see you Sunday for sure.
See you guys Sunday.
All right,
Okay,
at
man.
3 o'clock,
Have-
do my best. Take care, Mel.
All right.
Have a
Take care.
good evening, everybody.
Take
I'm
care,
out.
Carlos.
All right, Mel.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Mitch.
coming in. See you next time, buddy. Arthur.
All right.
Kenna
Take
waits.
care, Mitch. See you next
buddy.
time. Don't forget tomorrow
Okay.
night on
Tomorrow
my
night,
channel.
6:00, Candyman.
Yep.
You got it. You got
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Okay, Art.
Take care.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And everybody in the chat, thanks so much for coming in, man. I just always enjoy having you in here. Bring a little music. Jody, Timeless Truths, Back from the Sky, Carlos, Mike Roche, Ray Kelly, thanks so much for coming in. Stingray Aerial Solutions, Joe C., Ron Lockwood, and who else is up there? Chris Hope, thanks so much, buddy. Good to see you. Come on in next week. And I guess if I go up further, most of these people probably went home or went to bed. So that'll about do it for me tonight, guys. Take the rest of the day off. Play with your drones. I know that I get a lot of enjoyment out of mine. So hopefully you do too. Sunday night, 8 p.m., the FPV workshop will get technical and maybe even do a little more flying, but I'd like to cultivate this live flying these things on nice days when it's light out. You can open the window, fly it out the window, fly around outside and do it live with the FPV feeds. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So with that, I'll say good night to everybody and turn it over to my buddy Spank, the monkey, so he can say good night. And I'll see you Sunday evening. Bye-bye. Say good night, Spank.